If you are over 60, the absolute worst thing you can do every morning is jump right out of bed and immediately start doing those aggressive toe touches and static hamstring stretches that everyone blindly recommends. Top orthopedic surgeons and physical therapists are now warning that this single morning mistake is silently accelerating lower back decay and spinal deterioration faster than almost anything else. You have been told your entire life that stretching first thing in the morning is the ultimate key to staying limber, flexible, and completely pain-free as you get older. But the harsh medical reality is that violently yanking on cold, unlubricated tendons the second your feet hit the floor is precisely what is destroying your mobility day by day. Instead of waking up your muscles, you are creating microscopic tears in the connective tissues surrounding your spine and hips. The fitness industry keeps pushing generic routines because they look great on camera, but they ignore the biological realities of an aging skeletal system. Your joints are not shock absorbers made of titanium. They are fragile structures that require specific stimulation to function properly after a long night of total inactivity. If you continue to force your body into these extreme ranges of motion without the correct preparation, you are practically begging for a debilitating injury that will instantly strip away your independence and leave you completely reliant on harsh prescription painkillers for the rest of your natural life. Most seniors assume they are protecting their bodies when they force themselves through outdated morning routines, but behind the scenes, a silent disaster is occurring. A degenerative process called fascial dehydration is literally suffocating the critical support structures in your lower back and legs. As we sleep, fluid leaves the connective tissues, turning them into a stiff matrix. When you abruptly yank on these brittle structures first thing in the morning, you are cutting off vital circulation to your sciatic nerve and lower lumbar region. This creates a relentless cycle of chronic inflammation that slowly eats away at your cartilage, creating a dull, persistent ache that you mistakenly attribute to simply getting older. It is not age, it is daily mechanical abuse. Once you hit 60 years old, your body completely stops naturally repairing this microtrauma at the accelerated rate it did in your 20s. The cellular damage simply accumulates, compounding day after day, until one morning you bend over to tie your shoe and something suddenly snaps. This catastrophic structural failure is exactly what leads directly to the sudden, irreversible loss of mobility that forces thousands of independent seniors into miserable assisted living facilities every single year. You lose the ability to walk to the mailbox, play with your grandchildren, or use the bathroom without assistance. Your entire world dramatically shrinks down to the size of a single room, all because you blindly followed bad advice and ignored your body's urgent warning signs. Fortunately, reversing this dangerous decay doesn't require an expensive gym membership, toxic prescription medications, or hours of grueling exercise that wrecks your joints. In exactly 60 seconds, I am going to show you the simple, 1-minute isometric movement that instantly fixes this overnight, restoring massive blood flow to your spine and hips. But first, you absolutely must understand why mainstream solutions are making your pain significantly worse. If you do not understand the mechanics of this joint starvation, even the best exercises will completely fail you. By grasping this one biological truth, you will unlock a level of pain-free mobility that you probably thought was permanently lost to you a decade ago. Pay very close attention to what comes next. When you perform standard exercises like morning walks or forced stretching, you are placing immense shearing stress on your vulnerable lower lumbar joints, choking out the essential blood flow they desperately need to heal. Think of it exactly like forcefully bending a stiff garden hose in half. The harder you push on that kinked area, the less water gets through to the dry soil where it is needed. Your nervous system detects this aggressive tension as a threat, so it instinctively locks down the surrounding musculature to protect the spine, creating a concrete-like stiffness. You are actively fighting against your own neurological defense mechanisms, turning your routine into a painful daily battle that you cannot possibly win without making a very specific, radically different change. This new breakthrough works by bypassing that dangerous internal friction, instantly triggering a massive relaxation response using nothing but your own body weight while sitting completely still. Instead of forcing your joints through grinding ranges of motion, we utilize a technique called isometric decompression. By applying a specific controlled microtension to the fascial network, we trick the brain into safely releasing its neurological grip on your lower back and hip flexors. This release instantly opens up those kinked garden hoses, flushing fresh, oxygen-rich blood and vital healing nutrients directly into the starved, deteriorating cartilage. It is essentially pressing a hard reset button on your skeletal system without ever breaking a single drop of sweat. Here is exactly how to do it right now, with zero equipment required. First, sit upright on the edge of a firm chair with your bare feet planted flat on the floor, keeping your spine straight and your shoulders relaxed. Ensure your knees are bent at a strict 90-degree angle and your core is lightly engaged, as if bracing for a soft cough. This precise alignment is absolutely critical because it instantly stacks your vertebrae in their most stable position, removing all structural compression from the sensitive discs in your lower back. If you slouch or lean back even a fraction of an inch, you will completely ruin the mechanical leverage required to make this technique effective for your joints. Do not rush this setup phase. Positioning your body perfectly is literally half the entire battle won. Next, elevate your right knee 2 inches off the ground while applying firm downward pressure with both hands resting flat on your thigh. You are creating a powerful isometric stalemate. Your leg is pushing up while your hands are pushing down, meaning no actual movement occurs. This safe targeted tension instantly wakes up dormant nerve pathways connecting your spine to your lower extremities without forcing delicate hip joints to grind against each other. Focus your mental energy on breathing deeply into your belly while maintaining this static friction. You should feel an intense, localized warmth spreading deep within your hip flexors and lower back as restricted blood vessels rapidly expand to accommodate the massive rush of healing oxygen flooding directly into those desperately tight and terribly painful tissues. Hold this exact position of static resistance for 5 seconds, release the tension smoothly without letting your foot slam down, and repeat it 10 times on each side before you let your feet touch the floor tomorrow morning. You must never jerk or release the pressure suddenly. Treating your nervous system with this slow, methodical control is the secret to making this work. By the time you finish both legs, you have fundamentally reprogrammed your pain response and pumped vital fluid back into dried-out joint capsules. If you strictly maintain this daily discipline, you will leap out of bed with a level of undeniable structural stability that will shock your physician at your next wellness checkup. Aggressive, consistent action is exactly what creates massive physical results for anyone suffering from this chronic pain. Do this tonight before you sleep, and you will notice an immediate difference in how your legs feel before you brew your morning coffee. Your body is an adaptable machine, but it needs the correct inputs to halt the terrifying spiral of physical decay robbing seniors of their golden years. Stop settling for the advice that says pain is a normal part of getting older. It is a massive lie designed to keep you weak and dependent on a broken healthcare system. Send this video to someone you love who desperately needs to stay strong, mobile, and totally independent. They will sincerely thank you when they realize how simple it truly is to take back absolute control of their biology and stop living in constant fear of a devastating fall. Stop making empty excuses and get the actual work done immediately starting right now.